What's up, my friends? Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. Here we are with Ace, and we are in Haven. We're going to go around and touch base with a few people here, then head to the threat remains, which is travel to Val Royeaux. So let's look at the journal, see if anything else did come up. The Inquisitor's path seems to be the only main quest stuff. Word of the Inquisition's work in the hinterlands has spread. The Chantry clerics and Val Royeaux are ready to meet. Well, let's go fucking meet them. Let's go offend them, which I'm sure we freaking will. Let's see if Cassandra has anything new. Maybe a cutscene.
Yes.
Tell me about yourself, the Seekers, and the Chantry. Let's ask her all that later.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Just wanted to come by and say hi. See you later. Have a good day now. Herod doesn't have anything. There is, let's see. I did pick up some stuff off camera as well. We got Thief Blade. I mean, it is an upgrade. It's got flanking damage. That's not bad. So let's go ahead and use that. And then I did get some armor at some point. Right here. Scout mail, baby. See how ugly it is. Oh, it's not bad. It looks exactly like what we have. And it's got armor. Or arm pieces. Ooh, well, what's this one do? Maximum health? Nah, we want the dex. Alright, well, let's see if we have any rings and such. We have the Throwing Blades ring. Maybe I will think about using this ability. I don't really too much like it. It's a really good ability, though. I just don't really like it. 2% chance to sunder when hit. Let's put that on. And then 5% armor penetration. Let's put that on. I need to go ahead and see... How the fuck do I do that? I need to see what Sunder does, because I don't really know. Sunder on hit. Chance per hit to inflict a Sunder effect on the target. The effect lasts a few seconds. Sunder reduces the target's armor. So we can Sunder them on hit now, and then we could also... Or is that saying it's Sunder in the target when they hit us? Hold on, let's go back. Come here. Sunder, 2% chance to sunder when hit. So that should go to, not me. How do I get this out of here? That should go to Cassandra. And then we got this potions belt. I don't know. Here, Varric. You know what? I'll probably just sell that.
You dwelled among them.
Well, there's our armor. That's not bad. It's better than what we had. I don't think we have any leg pieces yet, which is fine. Alright, well, let's head on up here so we can talk to a few people at least.
Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels.
You want to check in with Varric? Let's check in with Varric. See what the hell Varric, this duster, has going on. Excuse me, sir.
Need something?
We already asked him about Red Lyrium. Let's ask him something personal.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
Hell yeah, Varric.
You're an author? What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
If you've run a spy network, why is Liliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
Varys got too big of a heart to be a spy master.
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in money lenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
Hell yeah, Varric. Tell me about that fucking crossbow.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. I won her from Paragon Smith Bronca in a game of Wicked Grace. She was such a sore loser. Ran off to the deep roads in a huff, and that was the last anyone saw of her.
Who is she named for?
I can't tell you.
Oh, come on, Varric.
And the reason for that is...
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
You from Ferelden? Orlais?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Take it easy, Varric. Have a good day. Let's go check in with Solus. See what he's up to. And then I guess we'll head to Orlais. I mean, I do want to check in with a few more people. Orlais is going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting with Ace, and that's all I got to say.
Hello.
Hello. Good day to you, Solus. Tell me about the Fade. Let's see if he can say anything about himself, I guess.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
I respect you. Do I need a reason? I must know if I can trust you. I think, honestly, Ace kind of respects Solus, considering what Solus has done to get to this point, too. He's an apostate. He's definitely not with the Chantry, and he's sitting here helping us, no matter what. Even though that could mean the people in charge here could just snap their fingers and just lock his ass up. I mean, it's unknowable, you know? I mean, who knows what can happen, and he's still here trying to close this breach, and Ace does respect that.
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
What would we know of you? Let's say.
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
So, to find interesting areas, one must be interesting. Is he talking about he must be interesting, the person that's in the Fade trying to find areas? You must be an interesting person to find interesting areas. Is that what he's saying here?
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
Hope that works out. Weird, but good for you. That's unnatural. I'm not going to say it's fully unnatural. I mean, you like what you like. Ace would respect that, his boundaries and what his hobbies are and what his love is for. Not like Ace is going to be like, you're fucking unnatural, man. Get out of here. You're creeping me out. Weird, but good for you. Hope it works. Seems more likely.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train to flick a dagger or an arrow to its target. The grace with which you move is a pleasing side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
Come here, anything else?
You said you'd traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signaled fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
How crazy would you think that would be? Could you imagine seeing all that again in the Fade? It's so crazy, but that's kind of how it is. It's so hard to understand, like, the Fade in our world. It's just like, I don't know, it's so alien, but it's so freaking interesting, man. Always been interested in the Fade. Like, that's always been my favorite places to even go in Dragon Age. The Fade, or like the Deep Roads. Them two have always been my favorite. You guys probably know that by now. Every time we go there, I have such a freaking blast.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
I think we met Wisdom before, have we not? Isn't that what Win was? Spirit of Wisdom? I don't remember fully, but I don't think we met Purpose.
You're saying that you became friends with pride and desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
That's amazing. Can they be your friends and spirit are not our friends? He doesn't know if the stuff is fully real. Like I said before, that he knows a decent amount of stuff with the Fade. I'm not going to say he knows so much stuff because he still is a dwarf and he is a fucking duster and a smuggler. So that's not what he spent most of his time on learning. But in his travels, he did deal with a good deal of mages and word of mouth about the Fade here and there, word of mouth about magic, word of mouth about the Templars. So it's not like he fully experienced this stuff, but hearing stuff, when you hear stuff so much and you're around it so much, you start thinking it could be real, you know? So I don't know if he'd think that would be amazing. I don't think he would say spirits are not your friends because he doesn't know fully if it's real or not. I think more or less he'd be curious to know if we actually can be friends with these spirits.
You trust these spirits not to possess you the first time you accidentally make a wish?
Do you trust your friends not to turn on you?
Well, yes, but they're people.
Ah, of course.
You know what I mean.
Are people only people because they are flesh and blood? Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
You need a real body. Yes, spirits are people. Spirits lack free will. I'm not arguing this. This is a hard one. Yes, spirits are people. He doesn't know. Is he, like, saying that would just be against his RP because it's not like he knows if spirits really are people. He don't know what the hell they are. You need a body to be real. Spirits lack free will. He doesn't know fully because he's never encountered spirits, so how would he know if they lack free will or not? I'm not arguing this. You need a body to be real. Since Ace never really encountered such, I don't think Ace would say I'm not arguing with you, because he's not one to run away from confrontation and just back off. Spirits are people he doesn't know, and spirits lack free will. I think more or less he would be confused, and he would think that, don't you need a body to be real though? I know I just said, you know, you don't need a body to be real, but that's just kind of what I think, not what Ace is thinking. So I feel like he would more or less say this.
They're not defined by their bodies, but they do have bodies. You need one to be a person.
A demon possessing a corpse has a body.
A living body?
A demon possesses a living mage to become an abomination.
They didn't make that body, they just took it over.
Technically, your mother created your body. With some help from your father, one assumes?
You've thought about this.
On occasion, yes.
Alright. That was pretty cool.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Toodles, Soulless, have a good day. Interesting talking to you. As much as I would like to agree with him, because I agree personally that spirits technically are people in their own way, I don't think Ace would just fully agree right then and there. It's like he doesn't know. He wants to understand, but to him, since he doesn't know fully about the Fade, he would kind of think that you need a body to be real. But I mean, you could say that's very close-minded thinking, but it's just his thinking. It's not really closed-minded. It's just that he doesn't know, you know? He doesn't know, and seemed to be the best option of what Ace would say there. Everything else felt a little bit out of character.
Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mage!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Come here, Cullen. What are you freaking doing over here? What's all this ruckus?
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
Why can't we work together? We're not so terrible. The proper authority failed. Indeed.
If the proper authority hadn't completely failed, the Conclave wouldn't have been needed.
So you suggest I blame the Chantry and exalt a murderer? What of justice?
That won't help restore order in the here and now.
Order will never be restored so long as this rebellion is allowed to fester.
Cullen, why is he here? Get him out of here, Cullen. Kick his ass down the fucking mountain.
Remind me why you're allowing the Chancellor to stay?
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
The mages and Templars are fighting even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
Exactly why all this should be left to a new divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Or we'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
I return with good news. Good luck keeping order. I hope the trip is worth it. Good luck keeping order. That would be kind of funny to throw at him, but let's just hope the trip is actually worth it.
Well, let's hope we find solutions, and not a cathedral full of chancellors.
The stuff of nightmares.
Mock, if you will. I'm certain the Maker is less amused.
Yeah.
I will keep the peace while you and the others appeal to the Chantry in Val Royeaux.
Better ready yourself for the blame you will be rightly assigned.
Alright, Roderick, go soak yourself. Fucking give yourself a swirly.
Be able to seal the breach.
I heard some speak of using the Templars instead.
Oh. I suppose that would work as well.
I love the random banter. It's so good. Come here. There's like so much dialogue in this game.
Did you need something?
Damn right I do.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Take it easy.
I'll leave you to your work.
Alright, well, let's get inside the Chantry, maybe talk to Josephine before we head on out. Speaking of dialogue, I heard this game like broke records for like the amount of dialogue in a game or something like that. I heard something about that. I don't know how true that is, but I heard something on the lines of this game ended up breaking records of just the hours and hours and hours and the amounts of dialogue that's actually recorded for this game.
When there was no earth, you were the
Pointed
earth.
more. Oh, I'd like to take that,
When
but
there was nothing,
fortunately we cannot.
you were everything.
Here's me.
Though the darkness comes upon me, I shall embrace the light. I shall weather the storm. I shall endure.
I have
What
heard
you
them
have
as well.
created,
Would you
no
wish
one
to
can
have
tear asunder.
yourself restored? I do not believe that would be wise.
You
The
built
number of
for them the
demons present
golden
might
city.
leave me
When there
vulnerable
was
to
no
possession.
sky,
I might also
creation
experience
was a sky.
feelings of
And for
discomfort
it, when
over
there was
events that
no
occurred
earth,
while
there
I was in this
the
state.
earth
I can
when there was
survive in this
nothing.
fashion.
As a gardener
If I
watched
were made
the
whole
earth
again,
for the
I
first
might not.
signs of life.
It is a terrible bargain we ask you to make.
You gotta feel sorry for them. Come here, Giselle.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
Damned if I know. People are frustrating me. I'm trying. He would be trying as best as he could.
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task such as closing the breach is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember Andraste, but Andraste did not carry the Chant of Light alone. She had generals, advisors, even her husband for a time. Do everything within your power, but remember those who would help you.
That comparison scares me, and thank you. Thinking the comparison would scare him, considering it is unnerving to him that people are calling him the Herald, some kind of so-called prophet here. So, it would indeed scare Ace.
You keep talking as though I'm the equal of Andraste. Do you know how unnerving that is?
I can only imagine. But we are all given to our purpose under the Maker. A sword does not ask to be forged. And frankly, if such a comparison gives you pause, I do not see that as a bad thing. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Let's see. Let's ask her one thing for now because she has just so much shit. Let's, I guess, ask her how the people are first. Ace will be more interested to know how the people are over this other stuff for now.
How are the people doing after what happened at the Conclave?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach. I have offered what help I can. The rest is for the Inquisition. What more do you wish to know?
How are people behaving? What help are you offering in? How are people elsewhere?
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the Mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of the Divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that, add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able. Some refugees come with food. while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Damn right. I was about to say it sounds like a chaotic time for all of Thedas, but Olay and Ferelden is just being fucking bombarded right now.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
I know we can help her with something. Come here.
I greet you.
Is there anything I can do to help you or your people?
My healers would benefit from more supplies. We have run short of even common goods with so many wounded. If you could deliver this list and the items on it to Quartermaster Thren, she could get us what we need. It may not seem like much, but it would enable my healers to save many lives.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Toodles, Giselle. Take it easy. You better have a fucking sonnet with my name in it next time I come here. Let's get over here and hopefully this doesn't take us out of fucking bankrupt on herbs over here. Probably won't. I'm pretty sure we have a lot. Oh, looky here. We got stuff for the hinterlands. Inquisition soldiers and agents out in the field sorely need shelter from the elements. Alright, well, you got a fucking tent now. So this needs, what is this? Elf fruit and blood lotus? That's fine. Hey, where are you going? A potent healing mixture that can treat many wounded people. Alright, Ace, you're a fucking master botanist. What's up, dwarf? You soaked yourself in fucking snow yet? Alright, well, let's fucking Jesus. We haven't got to Orlais yet. We might get there. One of these years. We have to go back to her? Excuse me.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
Oh, hell no. You got nothing? See ya.
That can't be it. Perhaps Leliana was... No, that seems unlikely. What can... Oh, hello, Master Cadash.
What's up, girl?
Something on your mind, Ambassador?
You could say that. I was speaking with Leliana and... Well, we discussed how to make people understand that a dwarf could be a herald of Andraste.
Is the idea shocking? Good luck with that. Try quoting the chant. It's nothing to do with me. I do want to dig first. But sometimes when you dig, it gets rid of all this stuff. So let's see. Good luck with that. Try quoting the chant. It's nothing to do with me. I feel like in this situation he would at least dig.
Is being a dwarf so controversial?
Everything about you promises to be controversial. Dwarves rarely join the Chantry. Why would the Maker's Chosen be one, they wonder? Few realize dwarves even have a religion in their philosophy of the stone.
It's all bunk. I believe in the stone. I never learned much about it. How do you know about that? Yeah. Ace is definitely one to keep questioning.
Most humans don't know about the stone.
I've dined with merchants from Orzammar. Those who at court are happy to enlighten us. They explained that dwarves believe stone is alive, that good dwarven souls return to it in death. It was interesting, even if the Chantry mothers found it less than amusing.
Let's see, it's all bunk. I believe in the stone. I've never learned much about it. I feel like Ace would say he never learned much about it because he doesn't know much about the stone as it is. He honestly knows more about the Maker and the Chantry customs than he would the stone.
I never paid much attention to any of that stone stuff.
That's fortunate. The Chantry is already worried about the mark on your hand.
Good luck with them. Try quoting the chant. It's nothing to do with me. Try quoting the chant. He wouldn't say that for sure. Good luck with the nobles. He might say that, or good luck with the nobles. Good luck with the Chantry. and it's nothing to do with me. He still feels like that he's not the Herald of Andraste, so I feel like he would say it still has nothing to do with him. He's not this Herald.
That's out of my hands. I can't help what people think.
I have concerns about more than your position as Andraste's herald. Leliana was telling me rumors that... it sounds preposterous, but... there are stories circulating that you were part of a criminal organization. The Dwarven Carta.
Damn right, he was.
I used to be. The Carter doesn't like their own to get too famous.
So it's true. Oh my. Were you only smuggling at least? Exchanging a few goods on the surface?
That's none of your business. Why the surface? Don't get judgmental. It was more violent at that. I would say he smuggled down below. Well, not really mages down there. So why would he smuggle stuff from up top to down below? But he could be smuggling stuff down below because them merchants, some of them merchants were shysters. Remember, they would go to the surface to get stuff to take it back to Orzammar and sell, like silks and shit like that. So he could be smuggling that type of stuff there too. So,
what makes you think I've never been to Orzammar?
I thought you were without a caste. It was my understanding that dwarves born on the surface are casteless and barred from Orzammar.
Only visited a few times. I would think he has seen a few. Like I said, he did smuggle goods into Orzammar for them fucking shiesty merchants down there.
There's ways to get inside Orzammar, if you know who to bribe. The Carta always knows. I've slipped in a handful of times.
Yes, about that. I do need to know the extent of your involvement in the Carta's activities.
Violent problems. I solve them. Smuggling, nothing dangerous. That's none of your business. Don't get judgmental. See, this is hard because I would put violence/smuggling into Ace's resume here, but violent problems, I solved them. I wouldn't say he was the Carta's hitman by any nature. He was a talented rogue, and he is a talented rogue now. So he was one of the most strongest part of the Carta. But he more or less smuggled more than anything.
I was the buyer for fancy surface goods we sold to rich dwarven houses. Long hours, but peaceful compared to most Carta work.
That is a relief. Perhaps we can make your former occupation sound less unsavory. I'll handle the subject of your past carefully, Herald. I'm sure you can't miss that life.
Ace would definitely miss his comrades for sure. Miss the brutality, miss the routine. The Carta was a dead end. Sure I do, I was good at that. I'm hoping you like bad boys. Oh hell yeah, Ace is on board here, baby.
You're not interested in a dashing dwarven rogue who lived at the edge of the law?
A dashing rogue?
What?
We can't quash rumors you were with the Carta, but if a more interesting one comes along... Thank you for the talk. I must ask Varric to draft something.
So, alright, let's go back to where she said that Ace sold... What? Ace said that he sells silks to Orzammar or something like that. So, it would more or less be... Since he was in Oswick and that's kind of close to the Venter, he would do his smuggling of lyrium kind of under the table. I guess he would smuggle it, maybe him and his team, into Venter. I mean, it's not saying everything, but we can just go ahead and say either the Carta gave him orders to sell some stuff in lyrium as well, or he just did it under the table behind their backs, just so he can get some cut. Makes kind of sense, I guess.
We will study that.
Damn right you better. Hopefully it fucking gives me more damage to, whoop up them fucking demons and all the rest of the bunch. Because they are whooping our ass. Alright, well, let's get to Orlais, I think, maybe. One way or another. That was such an interestingly awesome conversation with Josephine there. Forces, secrets, connections, Inquisition. You know, underworld knowledge, I really don't remember which one to get first. History, connections, nobility knowledge. I'm pretty sure the arcane knowledge you kind of can wait until after the breach situation, depending on what you actually do. Let's go with the underworld knowledge first. It just makes more sense that Ace would know the underworld before anything else. Detailed study of the underworld customs and their brutal but practical applications opens up new dialogue options related to criminal activities and grants plus 50% XP for each codex entry unlocked. So this is what I'm talking about. I said it a little while ago, save the codexes here in Haven and Orlais. You can go ahead and get these, and you could probably get them before you actually go off and deal with the breach. I usually try to wait till like a level 11-ish, and then, or 10-ish. I mean, it really don't matter. As long as I get all 4 of these before I go and close the, or attempt to close the breach, or whatever we're going to do with the breach situation, and then kind of move along. But I usually try to wait until then. But, I mean, it's a good idea. It gives you about 2 levels almost if you wait to get these, and then do all the codexes around Haven and then Orlais. So, there's that. Is there anything else that may be updated? Let's go ahead and get some money while we're here.
At your service.
Alright, so is there anything else? We got the Storm Coast, the Black Emporium, missing soldiers in Ferelden. How do we get... Oh, here we go. Then we have the Investigate Shard stuff. And that's pretty much it. Address the Chantry in Val Royeaux. The remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed. And at this moment, we could not step foot into the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the Chantry to permit us entry into the city so we can show them the Herald of Andraste is not the monster they believe. Come on, let's go ahead.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion. And we should ignore the danger to the Herald. Let's ask him.
This may not actually help. This is a terrible plan. I'm not worried. I don't think Ace would be worried. In his mind, he may be able to sway them to our side. He feels like he might be able to sway them in the lines of lead by example type of stuff. But I mean, he's not going to sway them with words of making them believe that we're the Herald. Maybe the lead by example, that's the only thing I can think of. This may not actually help. I think more or less he would say he's not worried.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
I will go with him. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
Alright, well, let's just go ahead. Come on. What can possibly go wrong? Fucking massacring the whole Chantry here, probably.
The city still mourns.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lord Herald.
You're one of Leliane's people. What have you found?
The Chantry mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people from us?
We expected this. Protect them from me. They can try. They can try.
They can certainly try.
We don't want a pitched battle in the middle of Val Royeaux.
That's their choice, isn't it?
You think the Order's return to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense, not after all that's occurred.
We could talk to the Templars. Sounds like trouble. It changes nothing. Well, if the Templars are exactly what Cassandra's saying they are, then it could change Ace's outlook on the situation here. He could attempt to talk to him. Maybe he can bring him into the fold. Who knows? He wouldn't be so short-sighted just to go over there and start whooping ass then. At first, yeah, but what Cassandra's saying now, there could be an angle for us to actually get the Templars on board here.
We're doing all this to get help with the breach. Maybe this is our chance to get the Templars on our side.
Perhaps. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
Alright, well, have a good day there, Scout. Take care. Look at all these fucking codexes here. Holy moly. It will take you at least a good hour to read all these, if not 2. Leave them for later. Don't do it now.
Stand wary, guardsman. The Inquisition is here, along with the Herald of Andraste.
I heard that dwarf was found covered in the Divine's blood.
Let him pass. The Inquisition is the Templars' problem, and they'll fix it.
Look at this guy's armor. You can't say this shit ain't badass. Holy shit, it's so cool. Alright, well, see you later there. Bunch of non-believers. Who are you?
The Templars will stand for us and help Val Royeaux return to mourning.
Alright, well, stand around singing. I'm sure that will fucking help you.
Good people of Val Royeaux, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet. The Maker would send no dwarf in our hour of need.
You know, I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say it. If there was indeed a one almighty God, obviously, you know, the one, the almighty, the creator of everything, wouldn't matter if you're a dwarf, elf, Kunari, does not matter, you know what I mean? The Maker would accept you. You're all his children in a sense here. It's just a hard topic to understand because there's so many deities in this world. Like I said, you got the dwarf stuff, you got the elven stuff, you got the human stuff. It's just so much. Let's just have them all up there. They're all up there as a big old team and below. All up and below. The big old team, and they're all our deities, I guess. Who knows? Anyways, you're wrong. I'm the Herald. Let us talk peacefully. We have a real enemy. Stop this now. I never claimed to be. We have a real enemy here. We need to put this squabbles aside and actually work together, Ace would think.
You say I am the enemy. The breach in the sky is our true enemy. We must unite to stop it.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
Fucking knocked her ass out. Good grief. How dare you save me the trouble? Not here for us, then? Am I supposed to be impressed? Save me the trouble. I mean, that's kind of funny. But Ace wasn't going to just punch a Chantry cleric like that, especially a woman. He wouldn't have done that. How dare you? Am I supposed to be impressed? Yeah. He would more or less say that to this guy, because he is definitely not impressed for you to go ahead and punch a defenseless-ass woman like that. Ridiculous.
Was that display supposed to impress me? On the contrary, it wasn't for you at all.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
Then why are you here? Templars join as Cullen did? Help us close the breach? Hell yeah. Cullen is a Templar and he joined us and is doing everything to close the breach. Ace will be trying to get the Templars to jump into the fold here.
Templars, one of your own commands the Inquisition's forces. Join us as he did.
A staunch and loyal member of the Order. So loyal, he abandoned them for a false herald.
But Lord Seeker, what if he really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royeaux is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel like Ace would indeed like this at all. He would find the Templars completely and utterly weak for what this display that just happened here. Like, you have a bigger purpose in stopping the breach. You see that it's wreaking havoc on the world and you're kind of just walking away because we could be this so-called false prophet. Not only that, one of the guys just completely beat the hell out of just a defenseless old woman. Like, Ace would not respect these guys whatsoever. He would have to at least, I mean, he would put it all aside, obviously, if he knew that they were kind of just the only option we had. We obviously have the mages and the Templars too, but even though if he knew that there was the mages to look for and the Templars, he would still put it aside if he had to side with either one of these guys. Mages or Templars, don't matter. To get them to help close the breach some way or another.
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
Will he see reason so much for the Templar help? We'll find another way. I feel like Ace would feel like we could find another way. To either get them on board or another ally.
Fortunately, the Templars aren't our only hope.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who see what he's become. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
Hell yeah. Chantry remains operation available. Excuse me, ma'am.
Our Templars left.
Excuse me.
The Chantry promised they'd defend us.
Is what they're saying real? The Inquisition's going to fix the hole in the sky?
It's true, that's the plan. Why do you ask? That's the plan.
We're going to give it a try, at least.
No one is doing anything. The Chantry is useless, and the Templars... Andraste. I never thought they'd abandon us. Listen, your camp will need food. I have contacts. We'll have deliveries there in days.
You want to help the Inquisition?
Never been part of something this big before, but if your Inquisition's going to seal the sky, I want to help.
Cassandra, alright, go to Haven. Asking Cassandra. I don't know if we're asking for her permission. I don't think we are. I think we're just asking for her thoughts in the matter, so cool. Ace would definitely want to know what she thinks.
What do you think, Cassandra?
I think the woman is asking you and not me.
Well, he is...
The Herald of Andraste. Yes, I understand. Haven is a mess, but we won't turn away anyone willing to help. Invite her, if it pleases you.
Hell yeah.
Head to Haven, then. We need good people.
I don't know if I'm that, but it will be nice to see. Thank you.
So we got an agent finally, which is very good. Alright, let's talk to this lady here before we head out. Revered Mother Havara.
This victory must please you greatly, Seeker Cassandra.
We came here seeking only to speak with the mothers. This is not our doing, but yours.
And you had no part in forcing our hand? Do not delude yourself. Now we have been shown up by our own Templars, in front of everyone. And my fellow clerics have scattered to the wind along with their convictions. Just tell me one thing. Are you the Maker's chosen, as so many claim?
I could be, I don't know. No, I'm not. Why do you care? He doesn't know.
To tell you the truth, I don't know.
That is more comforting than you might imagine. I suppose it is out of our hands now. We shall all see what the Maker plans in the days to come.
Holy shit.
You're obviously skeptical. What do you believe I am?
Our divine. Her holiness is dead. I have seen evidence for everything, except what would comfort me.
That doesn't answer my question.
For you to be true, a great many things must be false. And if you are false, a great many things must have failed. There is chaos ahead, whatever your intentions.
So what happens now? Will the Chantry continue to denounce me?
We have already done so. And what good has it done us? Now it falls on us to select a new divine, if we can, and leave the next step to her.
Provided such a selection is even possible.
I truly don't know. Any revered mother who could have followed Justinia died at the Conclave. What becomes of us, and your Inquisition, is in the Maker's hands now.
Where is the Lord Seeker taking the Templars?
I can't begin to guess the Lord Seeker's mind. He could not have abandoned his intended role more completely.
There must be sense to what we can't see.
Must there? Rebellion seems popular in certain quarters, doesn't it, Seeker? Is crafting the Templars into a new power really any worse than declaring a rival to the Chantry itself?
What were you hoping the Lord Seeker would do exactly?
Put aside his war against the mages and find common purpose against something much more dire. Obviously, he has other plans. With the knights vigilant slain at the Conclave, there is nothing more we can do.
Perhaps there is something we can do.
I'd like to believe that, Seeker. I truly would. I suppose we can expect renewed effort against the mages from him, and yet more chaos.
How many Templars turned on the Chantry exactly?
They rebelled across Thedas. Some remained loyal, but not enough to call them the Order.
The White Spire here in the capital was the largest garrison, but now it stands empty. Perhaps more shall flock to the Lord Seeker's banner now. How far has faith waned, I wonder?
How are people responding to all of this?
Despair. Fear. We mourn Her Holiness. The people look to the sky and wonder how long before terror comes for us all. There must be a way through this. Is it you? The Templars? The Maker's Will? We abandoned our duties. We servants of the faith. Now we can only pray.
I'll stop this somehow. You could still help us. The Chantry made a mistake. I mean, he does think that they could still help. If they even can. It doesn't seem like much of the Chantry is even around anymore. It's like scattered. Broken.
It's not too late. The Chantry could still help us and come out on top.
If only that were true.
What's to stop you from trying?
We are not looking for a winning horse. We are simply trying to do the right thing.
You know, Ace doesn't too much care for religion and stuff, but he would feel that, like, bringing the Chantry on board, everyone kind of has their place into closing this breach. Even though they might not be out there fighting, they could still boost morale and stuff. So ultimately, it could go hand in hand with just helping to close the breach, no matter what. Everyone plays a role, even if it's someone in the kitchen that cooks your damn food for the soldiers and stuff. Everyone plays a darn role. It doesn't matter to him. But one thing I want to say before we head out, this guy's voice, I love the way that he just commands respect behind the way he's yelling at these people, like the renegade type choices. It's really, really well done. I love it. But anyways, when we get back, we'll head around Val Royeaux a bit more, because there is indeed a few things that are going to trigger here that I would like to get on board before we actually head out. But anyways, my friends, take it easy out there. Have a good one. Until next time, see you then. Take care.